What's going on, YouTube? It's Matt. We're going to take a look at my newest pickup, or one of the many new pickups I have. We're going to take a look at the QSP Penguin, and we're going to take a look at the similarities and differences between the slip joint version and the kind of standard liner lock version. So let's take a look. All right, so we've got three versions. I just picked this up here recently. If you saw my unboxing video, I'll link that below if you guys want to take a look at that. It was a kind of a fun video to make. But this is the QSP Penguin. This is a 154 cm steel, and it's a slip joint with a nice half stop and a nice loud snap. And this is their basic liner lock version, and this blue jean micarta. This is in D2 steel. And then I've got two others just because I love them so much: titanium full tie, and then the black tie frag. These are both in 154 cm. But we want to talk about some differences. Obviously, the lock on all three of these is very different. We don't really need to get into that. This is just a liner lock. The lockup on it is actually pretty weak. It's somewhere underneath, I don't know, probably 20% or less. This obviously is a slip joint with a beautiful half stop. So it creates the lock by engaging with the back spring back here that's all steel. I wanted to talk about kind of the carry profile of each of these. They're about the same size. There's a couple of little small differences just in terms of where the steel liners are. In terms of feel, this is a peel ply G10 texture. All the screws are beautifully recessed except for the pivot. It is rounded and fits well kind of into the recessed screws. On the original Penguin here, the screws for the pocket clip are not recessed. Everything else is recessed and works out really well, but for whatever reason they didn't recess the pocket screws. These are just minor flaws, but just some things you guys should know if you want to pick it up. If you do like having a heavier knife, the Penguin is definitely going to be something that is going to be, you're going to feel it in your pocket more. It definitely has some more weight to it, probably because of this back spring back here that provides a little bit more substantial weight. If you look at the frame lock versions, they're going to be, I don't know if you guys can see that very well. It's just a couple of millimeters difference. But, you know, when you're talking about things being in your pockets, you know, a couple of millimeters actually does make a pretty big difference. So there's the D2 version micarta, denim micarta, and then here's going to be your slip joint. So you're going to have a couple millimeters difference between both of those. So that's just something to keep in mind. The blade, we don't need to get into blade steels. The blade shape is the same, except for you have this nice long pull or fuller. You cannot use that fuller to open the knife. I can't open this if I want to with one hand. I've tried once, and I actually got my other hand involved because I did not want this knife to come down and guillotine my finger. In terms of the blade, as I said, the blade shape is the same, but the blade stock is, it seems significantly thicker, and I don't know if you guys have anything you want to add to that as to why they would make the blade stock thicker on this knife. We'll kind of put them like this. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. There we go. But it's definitely a thicker piece of steel. So if you do like a heavier knife, you get a thicker blade stock, and then you get more weight with the steel liner. The other thing that I really like, because they're not, they don't have as many mechanisms here, what they did is they took the same shape of the blade, they cut away some of this part right here, and they were able to add this choke up spot, which I absolutely love in a knife. Sometimes holding it back here is just not as comfortable as kind of getting up engaged with that blade. I've got pretty chunky fingers, and this is plenty of room. So you can kind of see the size of the knife is the exact same, but all they did was take away some of this material right here. But they kind of needed, for the flipper tab at least, they needed, or not the flipper tab, but the lock bar area, they needed to have that to be engaged in the back right there. So they weren't able to add a choke up spot as well. You could still kind of choke up here on this spot, but they actually have a finger groove right here. So Obviously, half stop. This is, like I said, it's a two-finger or two-hand knife. It is not a single opening. If you can, let me know. That's awesome. But I just wanted to make a short video because, you know, now we're coming into a big problem here. I've got 4 of these things, right? Maybe that'll be our thumbnail right there. I've got 4 of these things. They're all different. They all serve a purpose. I do like collecting them. Let me know if you guys have a knife you like collecting. Drop a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see other videos like this. I just wanted to kind of showcase just something a little bit more traditional here. I appreciate it, you guys. Y'all have a good day. Don't forget to be nice to your parents. See y'all.